smidge. Nothing to get hot. Little bit.
No, I got a pretty messed up story. Like one of the early moments of when I didn't know I was like high. When I worked in like retail. One of my friends, he was helping me like lift boxes, but he took like an edible before work. But the whole time he was just like happy, like just go like put stuff on the shelves and stuff. And I'm like, so, can you help me like lift some stuff? He's like, sure, Frank. I'm like, my name's not Frank. And he's like, you are Frank, right? I'm like, no, bro, it's Rich. He's like, oh shit, you're not Frank. And he had like a fucking breakdown in the bathroom. That was so.
I thought you were Frank.
He started crying.
Frank.
I'm like, it's all right. I was like, you want to call me Frank? It's okay. But I was like, I guess I don't know if I fucked up his chakras in that moment because he was just like fuck. Since then, wow. So it just takes that one moment somebody to look at you.
Yo, I say it all the time. Baby shark, do. Think about it, bro. You know, it only took that fucking. Who was the dick that wrote that song? You know, like, what was he thinking? You can introduce us, Richard.
What's up, everybody?
There you go.
What's up, everybody?
He's coming off that energy.
Yeah, look, this is energy right here. Shout out to G Fuel. Please sponsor me, G Fuel. I just realized this is my sister's water bottle, but she don't care.
She don't care.
I just had a great conversation with her, so this is gonna be great.
and we will not air out no dirty laundry.
With dirty fridges. So, this is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you and your mom. Wherever you have dinner with her, or give her some flowers, or just appreciate her being there in spirit if she happens to live far, or R.I.P. to any like moms that are out there, you're thinking about. We're here for you, and we're gonna hopefully have a great show. You have a lot of crazy topics today.
I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to the dads that have to be the mom role because some moms are trash. You know what I mean? Not every.
Oh, he come out the gate.
Not every. Yeah, like Richard does the PG-13 shit, which is all cool and well and dandy, but we gotta call a spade a spade. Not every mom is a good mom. Feel me? She still deserves her praise because you slid out of her vagina and you take a breath every day. So give her a blessing for that. But you ain't gotta praise a woman that ain't the best woman. Feel me?
Facts.
Shout out to you good fathers out there that play both roles. My uncle's one of them. I think we were together this time last year, right? We probably been together for a year?
Yeah, way over a year.
All right, so I probably told this story this time last year. My uncle, ever since I was a little kid, he's been the sole bearer of being the only parent to my younger cousins who were like 4 and 2 when they got dropped at his door, so to speak. And since then, my cousin made you that beautiful jacket that you performed in. You know what I'm saying? He raised that daughter. He raised these kids.
Her right.
My other cousin works for NYCHA. He's 20-something years old. He's working for NYCHA. You already know what that's going to entail his future to have. Yep. My uncle did it right. And on days like this, when it was Mother's Day, and then they're going to have a wife or a girlfriend or baby moms, all he has is his mother to praise on Mother's Day. Days like this is where guys get praised too for being just a great parent. So shout out to you fathers that do the right thing, and shout out to you moms that deserve this Mother's Day.
Facts. It's a beautiful thing. Like we gotta give women more respect. We gotta give women the love and the compassion that they truly need. Shout out to you out there that doing the right thing for your child. Being a great wife, being a good sister, being everything, just being a model human being to the world. And I appreciate you. So, what topics we got for today? That's gonna be. Oh, he's putting on some music back there. So, music time, showtime. That was supposed to be saying showtime.
Well, I was thinking you should lead them off with this beautiful show that you had on Friday.
Okay, yeah, we usually talk about our weeks anyway. So
we'll work backwards in the timeline. You know,
All right.
today's Mother's Day.
Right.
We can get into mom stories later. But
yes, I'll see my mom a little later. She's coming from South Carolina.
oh, she's out right now.
Yeah, she's been away since Thursday.
Damn, yo, your mom be getting out. Florida, South Carolina.
My mom's retired. She's living her best life out here. She goes on trips like every month since like she's been retired. She flies out somewhere. Not drive somewhere, fly somewhere. Get it right.
Mama, step your game up, ladies.
My mom put in 33 years into Department of Education. Her pension's good. Her money's right. She 2 houses, son. Let me stop. Too much bragging.
Nah, it's not. It's not bragging. That's called being a good mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we had this discussion in the car. How about like back in the days, a woman's job, like women would have more kids because a woman's job was most of the time to just clean the house and take care of the kids. Your job wasn't to go to work, make a big paycheck. Your job, the way a woman would meet a man halfway back in the days was, that's what you did. You took care of the kids and you took care of the house. You shut the fuck up. You let the nigga go to work for 40, 80 hours a week, come home, pay all the bills, and this was a functioning relationship. And then in the 80s and 90s, women said, fuck that. Fuck that. We're going to go get the paycheck now. We're going to go ahead and fucking and do all the things that not only should they say we shouldn't have, but I think women wanted to be empowered with having the responsibility of taking care of the family in other ways other than just physically being there.
You know what ended up happening? At one point in time, women could even get credit cards.
Yeah.
Unless they had like a man there to get them for them.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Women couldn't vote at one point.
Yep.
Women couldn't do pretty much a lot of shit with a man did. You know, we still follow the male anatomy to figure out how to do female anatomy.
Example.
It's like when they look at like the body, like, oh, there's something
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, right. They
Something
still
wrong
use
with
the man body. They don't use the female body.
They'll be like, oh, if a woman's like hurt, sick or something, they go off of the male anatomy.
Even when I think about it, like the skeletons that they use in school, those are all male skeletons. They're never, even when you see it in a book, you always see like the penis and shit, the outline. You don't see the titty outline.
Nope. Very rare.
It's very rarely.
It's crazy. Women are very. Well, without women, there'd be no history.
Well, look, you know, it sucks because sometimes you do things and sometimes you overdo things. Like, I'm grateful for a woman that makes more money than me. That means I gotta catch up. That means I'm, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're doing something wrong. So if my partner is always a level ahead of me, for me, that's great. And if she's my partner, that means that she expects me to catch up to her or go beyond. She expects us to be equals. That's why she puts that faith in me. But if she's always one level ahead, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a woman being that way, headstrong, about her business. But you know what they fucked up? Before they become those women I see in like 2022, they're little girls still. And these little girls don't even cook no more.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you try, I'm 33. There's not a lot of women that are under 30 that can cook. I've met people over 30. A lot of women over 30 can cook. They're in that bracket area. They got it from their mom. They got their shit down. But I know too many women under 30 that can't cook, my nigga. That can't cook. When you go to their crib, it's a pigsty. You go to their crib, it's a pigsty. You're like, yo, I don't know. I think older women have more sophistication. A woman in their 30s to 40s right now, if you're a single guy, that's what you want to go chase. She'll probably be able to cook. She has her financials in order. She don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the woman you want to have to make a mom or, you know, celebrate a day like this for her. You know, like, you don't want these little girls out here that get a big paycheck or use daddy's check and because they look fly and they got fat asses and they look bad. Those aren't, I love them too. I love hoes. But those aren't the women that you want to, that you think that, in my opinion, that you can be stable with and have that, you know, partnership with and fucking, you know, whether you watch the kids, I watch the kids, or you work or I work, we have an understanding. Nobody depreciates one another's value. Because that's what the tide of history has done for women. It's depreciated their value. Good for one thing. You make them pregnant, you fuck them, and you keep them moving. That's what they've been, and that's what they've been labeled as for forever. You know, like I'm grateful that they get a day like Mother's Day, but it shouldn't take Mother's Day for you to appreciate, your mom or anybody else's mom. Like, how many moms you got? How many do you? How I grew up is all of my friends. I call their moms mom. Like how I grew up, and it was legit. When we be over each other's houses, their mom would make us dinner. Like we're all brothers. We would sit down. When we did something wrong. You know how many times I've been slapped up from my friend's mishap, and I can't do nothing about it because that's my mom too. I may not have came out of a vagina, but that's my mom. Like I got a couple moms that, Happy Mother's Day, Virginia. Happy Mother's Day, Yvonne. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a couple moms that are just Happy Mother's Day, Maritza. These are women that are like staples in my life where I wasn't their son, but they allowed me to stay in their couch, stay in their crib. They fed me. You know what I mean? They gave me a person to talk to when my mom wasn't emotionally available. So shout out to you moms that take care of other people's kids too, because that's needed. There's value in that. When like a child like me, like I love my mom to death, but I always feel like my mom was a child raising a child. So me and my mom are more on a level of I'm always gonna be her son, but I'm more like her friend. I respect my parents, but I look at them like my homies sometimes because I feel where I'm not like eons ahead of them in life. I'm like shit, guys. For the time you didn't spend with me, you could have at least did something to benefit our future. As a parent, that's what you're supposed to do. And I love my mom to death. But because of her decision-making processes is the reason why I'm more stoic. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to, as long as I value my mom in my heart, I don't need, it doesn't really bother me what type of relationship we have. As long as I value her, I find it to be okay.
No, I mean, if it works for you and that dynamic is how you, help you view your mother from the moment you were born and now, then, it's the way it is. And, I, for some reason, even for me, like in my life, I never really got to hang out with a lot of, like, my friends, like, be around their family as much.
Really?
No, my family was always, like, the hub for everything.
So everybody came to you. Your mom was everybody's mom.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. But it's like, for me, it's like I never had, like, I have a best friend that I've known for like 14 years, and I probably only seen his mom like physically like probably 4 or 5 times. Yes, because it's like, oh, my mom doesn't really like people in the house, and
oh yeah, you get those. Yeah, you get those, man.
And then like friends I mostly have with like girls too, and they would be like feeling weird, like even when the dad's like, oh, my dad don't like. Sounds a little weird. He thinks we're like dating, or even when I'm there, like it'll be like mom's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah, blah. And then they'll just like go in the room, and I'll just be left with just me and the girl, or like me and my guy friend and stuff, and we're like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're just gonna watch TV, play video games or something."
See, but a lot of people like that too. Like a lot of people are bitter. Like a lot of people, they don't want to be involved. They're worried about the next bill. They're worried about the next stress. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are bitter. Like, and she can't help it. That's why I say, like, praise your mom, yo. You don't know what the fuck she been through. I don't know what the fuck my mom been through. I can't fucking say. Like, I was only there for 33 years of it. And for half of that, I was only conscious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what the fuck she's been through. Praise your mom. Not only on fucking Mother's Day, though. Do that shit every day, yo.
Every day.
All right, so let's get back. Yo, I wanted to bother you, though. I never got into this with you, and disrespectful of me. This album cover.
Oh, yeah, I dropped that one.
I know.
Wow, man.
Detail to me. Talk to me. Talk me through this phenomenal art. This piece of art is amazing. I want to know who made it. I want to know where yeah, like break this down. Break this down for us. Break this down for the What's Up Everybody podcast fans.
Well, As you may or may not know, as you see, that's my official album cover called Lucis Naturae 2, Welcome to the Circus.
Oh, look at that shit.
And it's dropping July 26th, so keep that. It's going to be a pre-order on June 1st for the album. I set that up, so definitely be on the lookout. It's going to have 11 tracks and has a lot of dope features from Queen Scholar, K-Prez, Jay Gars, How Hard, Cause, and Conversing with Oceans.
Oh, you got Cause rapping on it?
I got Cause doing, like, he got, like, some ad-libs that he threw in there. It's my producer, shout out to Coalition Entertainment, of course. Conversing with Oceans, that's the homie, and it's the album cover pretty much takes off where the first one left off for Lucis Naturae. Lucis Naturae is pretty much me in the forest trying to discover like who I am as a person and how I want to maneuver through this world. This is part 2 of that, where I officially am out of the forest.
I'm officially out of the forest.
Yes, I'm out of the forest. And I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm just trying to maneuver through the world, like maneuver through, like where I live in the Bronx, and then I stretch out to go like to New York City, like mainly all of New York City. So I see the world as a circus. So I'm like seeing like trapeze artists like in Times Square, or like people doing jugglings and bear acts and elephants around Washington Square Park, or I'm going to Brooklyn and I'm seeing acrobats. I'm going to freaking like Queens and I'm seeing clowns running around and like throwing pies at each other. So it's a very circus, I'm like the ringleader of like my story of moving around, trying to pretty much gather all the information of being like a talented ringleader performer. And I'm just like with my yo-yo in hand, just having fun and just having a good time being around the city because I see it all as a circus and I'm the ringleader.
I see it all as a circus and I'm the ringleader. Ain't that the truth?
So, yeah, again, this album comes out July 26th. So definitely be on the lookout for it. And it's a very dope project. And I hope you all love it. And there's going to be a couple shows where I'm going to be dressed as a ringleader. Because I got my top hat. I already got my cloak and everything. And it's going to be dope merchandise. I'm getting the merchandise just set up. It's going to be special edition oinkies, just like kind of like this one here, but a lot smaller that you can like actually, have fun. A lot of collector's items.
Well, that's just crazy, y'all. Like that, I learned that about you last week, that you crocheted those. I find that fucking amazing. Like, I find that like you keep pulling some new tricks out the bag, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, because that's something that now it's really it means something. It's not like I paid somebody to hand stitch this a million miles away. Nah, I'm giving you a product I made with my own 2 hands. It is very limited edition. I don't know how long. What if your hands get chopped off tomorrow?
I'll jump off the roof.
But these are your last fucking crochets you'll ever have made?
Anything I've ever done will be the last thing I've ever made.
Nah, nigga, you got toes. You could I know somebody that has probably tried to yo-yo with toes.
Oh yeah, there's a famous yo-yo that was always known for
toe yo-yoer.
Well, he would never.
Does he put it on his middle toe?
I don't know what he does with his toes like that, but he had his hands and he would throw them over his toes and do tricks with it.
Oh,
and he was like a capoeira artist. He was from Brazil. He was a Brazilian yo-yoer.
Capoeira?
Yeah, that word.
Yeah, got you. I got you.
Yes, he would do capoeira.
Stupid things I know.
Yes, and he would combine like that art, that like
with the yo-yoing.
With yo-yoing.
Do you remember Tekken?
Yes.
Remember the guy who do?
Yeah, Eddie Gordo.
Yeah. I used to love using him.
Yep. He was a cheese fighter.
He was a cheese. Yeah, because you can't really get next to him, and he's just kicking you.
Yep. Like he could fall back and just kick you. You know who was good against him? Huanang. That dude that would like fight like that. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
With the bandana, the white dude. Yeah, he was good against him, and I think they were like friends in the video game franchise too. It was Eddie Gordo and Hard when they had like Tekken Tag Tournament.
Yeah, Tekken was dope, yo.
They need to bring that back. Like even they do like an All-Star type of thing for like the Switch.
I mean they've remade like certain they've remade it, but it's not, nothing's never impactful the same the way when it first hits sometimes. When something first hits, like, come on, how many times has Super Mario been reinvented?
Still being reinvented.
I still like playing the Sega Genesis version.
Yep.
I still don't mind the hitting the head.
Da.
And speaking of Sega Genesis, yo, let me bring this shit up. Go ahead. Walk us through your TED Talk.
Okay, well, I pretty much. Oh yeah. Copyright music.
I didn't know you put that music on.
Yeah, I did. There's music. Sorry. I should have said that first.
My bad.
No. It was
That's why the speaker's over there.
Yes. It's low. So it's not, even it's like whatever. But
yeah,
pretty much I did like some highlights of like the event. I did a TED Talk. Well, I wouldn't say did, but I was a part of a TED Talk with a bunch of amazing creators, and it was a very Bronx-oriented TED Talk, TEDx Bronx. As many you know, TEDx is like one of the biggest like thought, like critical thinking, forward movement thought leaders, and like they get like a showcases. It's like a showcase where they get all these thought leaders and all these people from like the community or around the world, to like do presentations like. For the future.
Off with that fucking jacket. Look at you, boy.
Yes, so.
Look at you, boy.
Yeah, so shout out to Aletto. That's the brand. That's this man's cousin right there that helped me design the jacket. And
I didn't even know that was the name of the brand.
But that's the brand. They called it Aletto.
My nigga, I was running around, because I was showing everybody in my house. Your performance. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, look at this nigga. He's on TEDx. And they was like, yo, why is he glowing? I said, that's the jacket. That's the jacket. His jacket glows.
Yeah, it was freaking amazing. I got to meet, shout out to, the Bronx Principal.
Oh, my God.
Avery Artistry, Honcho Moves. Shout out to Danielle. She organized the entire thing, straight from Highbridge. Shout out to Highbridge. Shout out.
They reached out to you, right?
Yes, they did. Back in,
beautiful.
Late February.
That's fucking
just
beautiful.
To prepare for this event.
That's fucking beautiful.
And
your sneakers on fleek too.
Oh, shout out to my lady. She gave me those shoes for Christmas.
Oh, shorty. Oh, okay. Those were the lighter ones.
Those were lighter ones. So shout out to her
my
for that.
My fucking boy. I love you, Rich.
Yep.
I love when you shining. Like when you picked me up this morning and you was like, I'm still coming down from the. Yeah, nigga. That's what I'm talking about. Feel good about yourself, Rich. You work so hard, my friend. You work so hard, and I know sometimes it's hard to push ourselves sometimes, and when it feels like it's not going anywhere. And I know you get accolades, you get attention, people hit you up, the likes aren't everything, but you actually get fucking opportunities, to be part of, if you don't know what TED Talk is, you live under a rock. So to think that TEDx is a branch off of TED Talk, and they hit him up, and he answers the call, bask in your glory, brother. Oh yeah, bask in your glory, and you deserve it. I still
can't believe it.
You deserve it.
I'm looking at it even when I was looking up more information about it, I'm like, yo, their YouTube page is popping like crazy.
Yeah,
they got 21 million subscribers. Yeah. Their TEDx has 34 million.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then they're very. I mean, they've been around since the mid 2000s. Mm-hmm. And one of the people there, shout out to Majora Carter, because that was a space called Bronxlandia.
Okay.
Which they're still renovating and stuff, but it still looks dope inside. She was part of the early versions of TED Talk, when they first started, in 2006. So I guess she was the one that kind of helped reach out. I'm not exactly sure, but I would assume she would be the one that would help reach out for Danielle to, get this amazing event to happen.
Well, what's good? That means that she's familiar with what they look for.
Yes, and she was, and Majora was the one that recommended to Danielle so that I could perform. And I even when I was done, and she's like, "Oh my God, you did so great and stuff." I was there was 2 other performances, but I was actually one of the only ones that actually truly interacted, because I went into the audience, because when you're a rapper and you got a wireless mic, you're gonna utilize the entire stage. Mm-hmm. So I walked into the crowd, started rapping if it wasn't for the Bronx and the Hometown Hero and stuff. I didn't care about their cameras. I care about the people watching me.
Man, we've been saying it, man. We've been saying it every time we go to a show, every time we go perform. You and me critique. You and me critique, and we see what they're missing, what they didn't do, what they, it's always out of constructive criticism, whether we do it to each other or we do it to analyze people and for us to get better. And one thing that we've both been saying is, yo, nigga, next time you get wireless mics, you got to go you have to go into the crowd. Yes. The people that go into the crowd get the best, though their songs be trash, but they get the best reaction, because What are you gonna do when you're right in front of somebody's face and trying to make them rock, like that white girl singing the baby song? You know what I mean? When you know the lyrics, you're gonna go. You're gonna go.
Well, you have to, man. And I utilized the stage. I got to interact with so many people. The food was amazing. They had blue wine there from this guy.
Yeah, you was telling me about this blue wine shit. What is this?
It's pretty much like this guy was like a nuclear engineer he's from Bronx too, and he's based now like in Soundview. And he like traveled like pretty much all around America, going to different wineries and while studying and he was able to like distract like the DNA cells of a blueberry
Okay.
of like the grape, and when it turns like blue, to take like the hue and just like separate the molecules to change it from red to like blue.
Okay.
And it's absolutely incredible, and it has like such great antioxidants for you, so it's like a healthier wine than like having like a red wine like a Merlot and all those type of things.
Nah, I get it.
So I had it with my girl.
So he designed it in his house?
Yes. Well, he didn't design it in his house. He had like
But do you think
he had a
made
space.
the formula type shit?
I would assume he had like the formula, and he did like a lot of trial runs because not everything you do the first time is gonna be perfect.
Of course.
So you gotta try to figure out like, hey, is this good? And he probably did like had test subjects like, hey, try this out. Is this good?
He said test subjects.
Yeah, that's really what everyone is a test subject.
I mean, I was watching this shit. I think it's called Crushed Grapes, with this guy that played everybody on fake wine. And one thing about these wine connoisseurs, they get fucked up. Yo, they get fucked up. Like they start at 10 in the morning testing all these different wines, and they go through the evening drinking wine with their dinner. Like, and you see him on camera, and you're like, yeah, yo, he's kind of fucked up. But they hold composure because wine's a different drunk.
Nope, my girl got drunk. She said I was a little bit drunk.
But wine's a different type of drunk.
But she had wine and beer.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's not just wine, like
because she was acting like very normal from how I've seen her, and then she explained like, yeah, I was drunk. It's like I didn't notice. It's like usually when I get like a little drunk, I start talking a lot more.
Okay.
And I didn't really notice it at that point. I was like, yeah, you did like talk like a long time than you usually do, because we were like at Hunts Point, and then all the way to drive home to where she lives. I was like, yeah, you were talking that whole time. You weren't quiet once, because usually she'll be like quiet sometimes for like a little bit. We'll just rock out to the music or whatever. I'm like, you talked the entire ride about random stuff.
Yeah, because she was bent. She was feeling it.
Yep,
but that's good though. Like, it's really good that you have a relationship with her. That the worst type of girl to have is a bad drunk. I can't stand.
You have a bad drunk story.
It's totally story. Story. My nigga, I went to go perform one day in Lefferts. I leave the names out of this. God bless the dead. Vicky. Vicky was there that night.
Let's call it Jane.
I went to go perform in Lefferts. Performed, and I still got the performance in my phone because I think one of my mans filmed it and sent it to me. I still got the performance.
How long ago was this?
We're talking about 5 years.
Okay, so it was a while about.
So 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. So I perform. One of the people I'm with, extra drunk, wanders out, goes outside and wanders off and disappears. Like she got upset and then she just disappeared. Mind you, I'm with my mom and another person and her. So I got 3 women with me that I'm responsible for. She wanders off. After I'm done performing, she gets mad or something, she wanders off. I come outside, can't find the bitch. So I'm with my mom and the other chick, and I'm like, I'm going to leave her. And they're like, you can't just leave her. You can't. I said, I've been out here for 10 minutes. She's not answering her fucking phone. I'm pretty sure that she knows how to get home. And they're like,
she wasn't inside the.
But
venue.
they're like, she's drunk. And this is my, like, yo. And you're drunk. Like, I've been drunk before. And I know what it is. And I know what it is when you can't function. I know what it is when you need somebody to take care of you. So you know what happens when you get that drunk? You make sure it never happens again. I'm pretty sure this person that will not be named has gotten drunk like this before because I've witnessed it. Bro, they come back to the car finally.
Like finally,
I get a phone call. Hey, yo, is this girl with you? She's like in front of our house. She's saying her phone's dead and she told me to call this number. I said, what? What fuck?
Who was that?
And then I tell him where I'm at. He's like, if you look to your left, we're right there. Her drunk ass coming up the block. She goes, my phone died. I'm like, bitch, why'd you walk off? She's drunk. She don't even know why she walked off. I can't stand people that can't hold their liquor. If you can't hold your liquor, don't drink. It's one thing if you become a mean drunk. If you coherent about your meanness, I can fuck with you still. But if you don't even remember the shit that you did when you were drunk, I can't fuck with you no more. Yo, this bitch. I finally get her into the car and she's still arguing. And I'm driving on fucking like Pennsylvania Avenue or Jamaica Avenue or some shit like that. This bitch says, let me out the car.
Like randomly?
My nigga, I'm doing 30. The light's yellow. I'm arguing with her. She opens the passenger door and tries to get out the car. My mom in the back seat. She opens the passenger door and tries to get out. Yo, B, fucking grab her by her hair. Get the fuck back in the car. I pull her back in the car. As I'm doing that, I eat the red light. Look to my right. I grab her hand. I'm looking to the right. I look up, see the red light. I look back to the right after I let her go, and the door closes. Fucking cops sitting right there. Right fucking there. My fucking luck. I'm drunk, or at least drunk enough where when I say I'm drunk, that means that I've been drinking. There's a big difference. Like I'm allowed to drink. I can hold composure. She's drunk beyond. Yo, when they pull me over, my nigga, what am I gonna do? I got alcohol in my fucking system. I got my mom in the backseat. My mom automatically, because I said straight, I said, yo, look, this is what's gonna happen right now. I'm parked in a good spot. So they're probably gonna lock me up. You guys just leave the car here because all you guys are drunk. Call a cab, have somebody pick up my car tomorrow.
Okay.
Easy, right?
Very.
Yo, B, as soon as I don't know what activated in me, but I went into desperate mode. And don't ever do this, especially not in Brooklyn. But as soon as I stopped the vehicle, I said, yo, just don't worry about what I'm going to do. I opened the fucking driver's door, bro. I came out with my hands like this. I said, officer, I apologize. I'm yelling this to him while he's walking toward. And he's like, get the fuck back in your car. I'm like, officer, I apologize. I'm arguing with my girlfriend. I saw it was a red light. I got my mom in the back seat. I'm sorry. Everybody get the fuck out the car. Sits me on the curb, takes them out. At this point, the person I've been arguing with, she's still mouthing. But the cop, you're not mouthing. You're mouthing to a cop now. You're mouthing to a cop. You're mouthing to a cop now. So the cop comes up to me after fucking 10 minutes. He goes, how much you had to drink? I said the whole bar, bro. I said the whole fucking bar, bro. Which wasn't the truth. The truth of the matter is that she just can't hold her liquor. She can't hold her liquor, and people that can't hold their liquor think they could drink with the champ. You can't drink with the champ, and you can't hold your liquor. You can't. It's not gonna work. And then when I perform, I don't get drunk like that. So mind you, I'm probably up until that point where I did perform, I was probably very, very sober. She was probably ahead of me. You know, like, cop goes, yo, you been drinking? I said, yep. He said, all right, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna get back in the car. You're gonna take your mom home. And you ain't gonna argue with that woman in the passenger seat. I said, all right. He goes, you know what? That woman sits in the back seat. Because he saw. Yo, nigga, let me go. Eating a red light, alcohol on my breath. Let me go home. And that's what drunk messes do. If you can't drink, don't be a drunk mess. And if you're a drunk mess, Don't bring people down with you. Go be a drunk mess, hot mess, somewhere else by yourself. Because you sacrifice and you make people you're a liability, and you make people your collateral damage because you're unable to contain your alcoholism. We all got motherfucking problems. He may yo-yo too fucking much. I'm not his girl. I don't know but shit, if a person that's my partner has a drinking problem, don't make it a problem. Like, delete the problem or take what comes with the consequences. And believe you me, that person has had a streak of consequences, and it's all because of alcohol. We all get bad cards dealt. But shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn that bad cards are there in the deck to be dealt. Somebody's gonna get them. You ain't gotta go ahead and bet every time just because you got a bad card. You gotta play your shit right.
Damn, that's a lot. That was a lot to take in.
Yeah, I know. As I drink a beer,
and that's just one of many, isn't it?
You know what it is? Is that I've witnessed a lot, man. I've witnessed a lot of people that, I go by the name Out of Character, but shit, these people act out of character, and sometimes it's not even only the drinking, man. Some of my friends fucking, I can tell when they're on cocaine, and it bothers the shit out of me. Like, it bothers the shit out of me that this person's in that much pain. It's one thing when you see it in the fucking movies and you see fucking a nigga fucking partying and two bitches sniffing lines off his dick. That's a fucking party, okay? Even though those bitches got fathers, we ain't worried about that right now. That's a party. But it's another thing when your man's like, after a six-pack, the nigga just needs to go get a... And then, lonely drug addicts are the worst.
Lonely drug addicts?
My nigga, you don't really smoke weed with me. I smoke weed by my goddamn self before the pod. More than half the time. I don't sit there and smoke the whole blunt, but I used to. I used to need that whole blunt. That's a lonely... Yo, B, I would have had to... It would bother me that you wouldn't be smoking. I would have peer pressured you. It would bother me. I would... Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because I don't want to be a lonely smoker. Those are people with problems. So I notice my problems. I try to correct it. You dig?
That's good.
What you doing with this drumming shit?
What, drumming? What are you talking about? Oh, that's
this ain't copyrighted music. Haha.
It's because it got the drumming. But that's my boy Cornelio. He's like a dope snare drum type player. Like, he's been in a lot of dope commercials for Nike and New Balance and shit like that.
Really?
Like, he got a lot of clout. He just had a baby about 2 months ago. So God bless his name. The baby was supposed to be born I think March 6th, and it came I think March 7th.
Oh wow!
So that was really dope. I met him. That was back in November. That clip. And I released it a week ago. So it was really dope.
I was like, where did that nigga at?
That was that paid show I did in Newark, New Jersey. That's an NJ pack, by the way.
That
was a paid gig.
Oh really?
Yep, that was a paid gig. I got paid $400 just to yo-yo for 5 hours.
It's called living the life, my brother. It's called living the life.
Yep, I gotta say shout out to Coach Dills for that hookup because he got there before there too, and Tick and Tack were there, so shout out to them too. And the food was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even sure if I was supposed to eat because the food looked so beautiful.
Oh really? It was like a masterpiece.
Yes, I saw this table of cheeseburger sliders. I'm like, this is the most beautiful cheeseburger slider mountain I've ever seen in my life.
You stupid. Yeah, it's so pretty.
And I just went.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Food, food could be art. I wish I remember her name. I found this girl on motherfucking YouTube. She's doing ASMRs, and she's eating. I guess
like those mukbang shits.
You know what an ASMR is, right?
Yeah, that's when they be like. Or they'd be like,
oh, you should do an ASMR with a yo-yo. Just with the string? No, just the sound that it makes when it sleeps.
Or go like this?
Yeah, really close. Look. Look, we're doing an ASMR together. Do you yo, son, I think it's actually dope. Hold on, let me hear it in the headphones. I'm a freak. It's turning me on. I'm a freak. It's turning me on here.
Just go like this, and then you go.
Yo, that shit sounds dope. Now come back. Yeah. Hover around the mic. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, but this girl, I guess she gets a cake person. What do you call people that
That make cakes.
But yeah, but is it like a pastry person? Is there a baker? But she gets like combs. She gets like things made, and then she eats them. Like so, she had like a whole comb set. It was all comb. I'm like, those are real combs. No, they're cakes.
Like they're like realistic.
Yeah.
Cakes?
And she said with the little and you know how she does her page? She does her page like this. She goes, "Hi guys, welcome back."
Because you can't like talk loud.
Today I'm gonna be showing you how to. Yo, she bad too.
Yep,
I'm like, yo, this bitch is killing it right now.
They get millions and millions of views, like anything they do.
You know what ASMR stands for?
It's something, I don't know. It's a lot of things. It's like 4 words.
No, it's called Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's a relaxing, often sedative sensation that begins on the scalp and moves down the body, also known as a brain massage. It's triggered by placid sights and sounds such as whispers, accents, and crackles.
Some freak shit.
Yo, I swear to God, you fucking up our kids. Cause I go to Twitch, and all you see is bitches talking into ears, and yo, all you see is bitches, and this is what you hear.
They do like you hear the slapping sound, their lips and shit. Like,
Yo, bro, you know what that is to a 10-year-old? That's getting head. That's the sound of getting head. That's the sound of getting your dick. He's like, oh my God, that's the sound she'll make when she sucks dick. Like, come on, as a 10-year-old, you hearing that, nigga? You know that shit's fucking. He's sitting there.
It's like that. Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear.
Fucking ASMR.
Whoop! I'll do anti ASMR. What's the opposite? You just scream.
Oh, like scream like obnoxiously, right?
Like, hey,
welcome everybody.
You want to hear some nice?
Oh shit.
But I crackled the voice.
Nah, it's fucked up. You can't really talk like that. When you talk like that.
When you have a list. Mike Tyson used to do ASMR.
Yo, but oh my God, could you imagine?
I'm the champion of the world. All you want to do is listen to me when I talk. And I'll fuck you up on the airplane if you fuck with me because I'm on mushrooms. I'm always on mushrooms. You know, nobody will mess me because they know I love my pigeons. Me and my pigeons love mushrooms.
Speaking of mushrooms, I had a guy recently, he's like a florist and he was able to make mushroom jam.
Mushroom jam? Yeah, nah, yo. The wave, like
he's selling for $180.
Like I totally think, and I'm gonna have to put it to the test. They have this thing called Ibogaine, and
Ibogaine.
Yeah. When people are addicted, they go to Mexico and they do this like Ibogaine thing, and it gets them off their addictions. Like it's known to cure alcoholism. It's known to I don't know what the fuck it is though. Now, mushrooms. When I'm on mushrooms, I don't want to smoke a cigarette. When I'm on mushrooms, I don't want to drink a beer. When I'm on mushrooms, I don't really want to smoke weed. So I was thinking about like microdose, like buying like an ounce of mushrooms and grinding it up and serving it to myself in different ways. Maybe make teas.
Put it in your food.
Maybe make teas, cook with it. You feel me? But not to
make
be
it a sauce.
But not to be sitting there seeing shit all day. I want to be functional.
Make it a sauce.
Like I used to take don't do this. I used to take
Don't we don't condone this.
Yeah, we don't condone this.
I especially don't condone this.
Yeah, I used to. I used to take like the leftover Molly, whatever I had left in the morning. Like I'm talking about I go to work at 5:30 in the morning. I've been up for like a day straight, right? And I finally went to bed, and now I wake up, and I didn't really sleep. It was one of those blink sleeps. You know when you blink, and it's time to go to work? But it was 12 o'clock, and all of a sudden you blink, and it's 5 o'clock?
No,
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I see a cigarette. I see a little fucking crack rock of Molly. That's how nasty it is. You hear that, right? Crack rock. And I'm like, cigarette, Molly, cigarette. Fuck it. It's not going to bother me. 45 minutes later, I'm at work like, oh shit, the soda's talking. The soda is talking. Yo, I swear they'd be like, "Don't put me on the shelf. They're gonna buy me. They're gonna buy me."
That's a fun high.
Yo, it is though. But your date. But that's my point. It's that if more people microdose, take just a little bit of something to lighten up their day, because it sucks to be robotic. Go to work 9 to 5 every fucking day until you retire, 25 years or at 65. Like, that shit's annoying. You take a little bit of drug, right? A little bit, just a smidge, nothing to get high. A little bit.
No, I got a pretty messed up story. Like one of the early moments of when I didn't know I was like high. When I worked in like retail. One of my friends, he was helping me like lift boxes, but he took like an edible before work. But the whole time he was just like happy, like just go like put stuff on the shelves and stuff. And I'm like, can you help me like lift some stuff? He's like, sure, Frank. I'm like, my name's not Frank. And he's like, you are Frank, right? I'm like, no, bro, it's Rich. He's like, oh shit, you're not Frank. And he had like a fucking breakdown in the bathroom. That was so.
I thought you were Frank.
He started crying.
Frank.
I'm like, it's all right. I was like, you want to call me Frank? It's okay. But I was like, I guess I don't know if I fucked up his chakras in that moment, because he was just like fucking big old smile, putting the waters up, putting the fucking rice and the fucking cans of tuna up, and I guess,
and all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
all of a sudden, I guess that was this guy Frank. I don't know who the fuck Frank was to this day.
Oh shit! I don't think he knew. Fucking. I remember when I first started working for Pepsi, I used to work for this guy named Walter, and he had a partner, and he had a helper named Wally. Wally was the guy that taught me the job. But Wally would get high every morning. Wally, when we get to the first stop, either have a blunt or he have a pipe or he has something. Yo, one day, me and Wally and some dude that works for the store, we all smoked together. And the dude that worked for the store hit the blunt. Rich, his eyes rolled in the back of his head and he hit the floor. He goes, oh, knocks on the floor. Yo, me and Wally look at each other. I'm like,
he's dead.
And Wally's like, don't touch him. I'm like, but he needs help. Yo,
you can't.
We turned around to go into the store, like to go get help or something. That nigga got up and wiped himself. What happened? Cut up all the oxygen to his brain, bro. He didn't even realize he went out and hit the floor.
Damn.
That's what drugs do, B. That's what drugs do.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids. Some of you adults shouldn't do drugs, neither.
No, nobody. No matter what age you are, don't do drugs.
Well, I'm not saying nobody. If they legalized drugs, drugs would be tested. It wouldn't be cut. It wouldn't be laced. If they legalized drugs, they would have centers where you can actually go and be a drug addict with all the other fellow fucking drug addicts.
Are they trying to do that now?
I mean, they have it. I think in Portland, it's legal, right?
They're trying to do something like that in New York. Didn't de Blasio say they need
marijuana
like a drug house?
Yeah. Well, this nigga Mayor Adams a thug. Like, I know I talk mad shit about the nigga, but he a thug. You know what he wanted to do? He wanted to put grow houses on top of NYCHA buildings.
For what?
Marijuana houses on top of NYCHA buildings for medical marijuana growth.
Damn,
that's genius. Genius. All these buildings up there, they got. You know what? It might be a fire hazard. Because you're going to have all these motors and all that shit. But there's already electricity and all that shit up there. That's genius. You throw grow houses on top of buildings. The only thing you got to worry about is fucking... It's Juanito. Yeah, Juanito from the second floor. Juanito heard you was growing and Juanito knows how to get in. Juanito got a drone. He was flying it on top of the grow house and he's seeing what the fuck is going on.
Catching like a crane.
Yeah, but they'll probably be mad. There'll probably be a cop, 2 cops per building. Like they would have that.
They have the Operation Clean Hall. That's so the police can go into like project buildings so they can walk around and see shit.
I remember
they have them posted like in lobbies.
I remember back in the day. We was cutting school and a cop did that. We was cutting school. It was like 8 of us and the cop did that. He came in. He caught us. We was in a building, and my man's on the left of him, and he's like, "Everybody stop now! Everybody stop! I want you guys to get together. I'm gonna walk you guys out one by one." And then he was undercover, so he's like, "Yeah, I got him. I'm coming out now." Yo, my man looking at me and looking at everybody. And he's on the left of him, and he's like, think. Laid out the cop. One hit. We scattered like roaches. Apparently, that never happened. But yeah, like, yo, the shit, yo, the cops in project buildings is never safe. That's why they don't go. Cops never go in project buildings 2 at a time. They'll get.
You have to go through a time. You
No. They call for backup. If there's a problem in a project building, cops don't go through. They're not allowed to.
They would have to bring at least 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
The whole building.
Yeah, they're not allowed
just
to.
in case one's like, oh, problem on 13. There's at least 6 right there. That'll
Not
come.
even only that.
It's like that's like that with security too. It's like,
Yo,
I don't ever go anywhere alone.
You can make smoke bombs at home.
Yeah, you can. My cousin almost went to jail for that.
Niggas will make smoke bombs at home and throw them in the hallways.
My cousin tried to make a smoke bomb to throw in the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To this day, I don't know what, but I know my father had to like talk to some lawyers and attorneys to make sure this motherfucker didn't go to jail.
Really? Straight
this
up
This
like
was
that?
real young. This is when I was like 12 or 13 when that shit was going on.
Damn, nigga, you got thug in your DNA.
Like,
Look at his face.
In the genealogy pool, my family, we're like me and like my family, like my mom, my dad, we're the model citizens, law abiding. Make sure we do right. We all went to college. We hung around the right people.
Mm-hmm.
We try to like stay away from all the nonsense. If you go like to the nigga part of my family, it's fun, but it's extremely dangerous. And
Well, that's always the case, though.
and
Fun is dangerous.
they come over sometimes to like say hi because my dad, and they all love my dad, and they'll come out and say hi. But it's like, damn, I remember all the crazy shit you try to fucking broke me into when I was a kid. And, like, try to make me rob, try to make me hold guns, show me like all their stashes. Like, oh, I got drugs in that building, drugs in that building. I'm running this block here. I'm like, okay, let's all go get pizza.
Well,
All
but that's being uneducated. It wasn't really their fault. They thought that the streets was their way out. They thought that their streets was the way of survival. They don't. Your parents, your dad, like you told me in the car. You said your dad was groomed to be different than them on purpose because what they were doing wasn't good for the family and survival. It wasn't going to work. So your dad had to go ahead and be groomed differently. And what did he do? He groomed you guys all differently. You guys are all different from what in your family. You educated, go to school, looking to have, and then even your hobbies. I think that's probably where you get the most vulgar when you rap. When you're expressing yourself.
Yeah.
But that form of expression comes from somewhere. It's in your DNA.
And people get shocked because they think, because you see how the way I am when I'm like around people, I'm like quiet.
Yeah. But then when you rap, you're
And then-
fucking killing
And
somebody.
they'd be like, I didn't know you were like this. Like, where all that come from? I was like, it's there. It's just, I'm talking to somebody who's in front of me. Like, well, you're talking to me. Like, I'm going to talk to you.
You took all the negative shit that from it's in your DNA and it's there. Like, you took that and you turned it into a positive by making music about it. Yeah. Like, that's how you truly express your aggression, your anger, your all that gangster shit and all that shit that may be there that your cousins did or your uncles did and your aunt. All that gangster shit may be there, but you do it in a positive light. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna make music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like them and express it physically and use my hands and hurt people. Because hurt people hurt people.
Yep. And I've had cousins who were in the music industry, and they tried making their way. They felt like that was the only way out of the hood. I had an uncle that had a deal to be with the Milwaukee Brewers, the baseball team.
Really?
Years ago, but he fucked it all up by being around the wrong people and pretty much ruining his career to a point where he literally smoked cigarettes every single day to a point where he ended up getting gangrene in his legs. He ended up having to get both his legs cut off. And around 2000, he died of pancreatic cancer.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
My condolences.
It sucked. I was 12 at the time, and that was my first time actually going to a funeral to see something like. Actually, no, I lied. That was the second time, because the first time I was 7 when my grandfather's mother died when I was 7. And then again, my uncle, my oldest uncle, he was the oldest of the old. That's my dad's oldest brother.
Okay.
And he was 60 at the time. And mind you, this is 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have been about 82 now.
Mm-hmm.
Because my grandmother had him at like 16, 17, because he's 99.
Wow. That sucks. I get your legs cut off and all that shit.
Oh yeah, he was in the middle, and he was still kind of a thug. I remember being 5, just hearing his voice, because his voice was so deep, like fucking Barry White, but like gangster Barry White. Like you still, it's like, all right, you ain't gonna do shit. Not you gonna chase after me, but it's like just the voice alone just fucking made you listen. So it'll be like, hey, get in the room right now. I'm like,
That's commanding power. Yeah. Fucking no legs or not. I'm gonna fuck you up if I get you.
yeah, legs are here, boy. I'm like, just being,
Boy, yeah, get over here, boy.
He's from the South.
Yeah, boy.
You have that boy, that twang, but like you just spend your grandma right now. I'm like, no. I found you. I'm gonna beat the shit. All right, Uncle Wesley.
All right. Relax.
His first name is Wesley. My middle name is Wesley. So I found that.
Oh, really? Yep. And yeah, that means you got a little bit of him in there too.
Yeah, I have thug in me. It's just that
it's
overpowered by my love, like Goku. So I can still ride the Nimbus cloud. Because the only way you can ride the Nimbus cloud is if you're pure heart.
I just think that you try your best to uniquely just be yourself.
Because it's like, I know I'm not gonna gain anything from being angry or doing something bad to somebody.
Yeah, but some people just have bad in them, bro. Yeah. They can't help it.
Oh no, they
some people are just born bad. Some people are born bad.
You know that some people just watch the world burn.
Yeah, no, it's true. Some people just born bad.
But that's because we're in the gates between heaven and hell.
All right. Since it's a good segue. Since we're speaking of some people being born bad, what do you think about this Roe v. Wade might getting overturned? Since people can be born bad. People, and when I say born bad,
it doesn't matter if you're born bad. You still gotta protect the life of the child.
But people can be when I say born bad, people could be born handicapped. People could be born sick. People could be born evil.
People that are born inside of women.
Women can be raped and be having Genghis Khan's baby. Feel me? Like there's so many situations where a child should not be born.
Right. So
now, do you think the right for women to choose whether or not that baby should be born should be taken away from them?
Let's give context of what we're talking about.
I said Roe v. Wade.
The reason why it's such a trending topic right now is because there was a leaked document from Politico.
Okay.
Saying that one of the judges was thinking about overturning Roe v. Wade. Now, the Supreme Court, there's 9. I'm giving y'all a little bit of history. There's 9 people on the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. 6 out of the 3 were brought in by Republicans who are conservative and are against Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. So as you know, Donald Trump was, for these past 4 years, 3 of them, one died and the others retired. So Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. Mm-hmm. Those are the 3 conservative judges. And during their confirmation hearings, they all said the same thing, like Roe v. Wade is a precedent. It it doesn't deserve to be changed. It's already pretty much the law of the land for Roe v. Wade. Now, for Alito, who was there before them, he's against it. He thinks it should be led to the states. Like the states should decide how, what the women should do with their bodies. And it got leaked, and they said within probably 2 to 3 months they're going to make their decision. So if you've probably been seeing the news of all these protests all around, like New York, California, Jersey, even some parts of the world that are for the United States not having this shit, it's been getting absolutely crazy because it's pretty much getting rid of the woman's power to choose if they should want to have the baby or not. And
you get up to 6 weeks.
You're up to 6 weeks in Texas.
6 weeks.
Most women don't even know if they're fucking pregnant by 6 weeks.
I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Two things.
It's
when you have sex with a chick,
okay.
If you have unprotected sex with a chick, the first thing you're supposed to do is buy a plan B. One. That's one. That's the first thing you're supposed to do. If you're fucking a chick unprotected and she's not taking any birth control and whether you came in her or not, it takes this much. It takes this much. And if you're thrusting and a little bit of Hummer squirt comes in there, you push the Hummer squirt in there, it takes that much. You should always buy a plan B for a chick if you're fucking a chick without a condom.
But there's many dirty niggas that don't do that.
Look, 1. 2, the chick knows she got fucked. The chick knows she got fucked. So you can say as many dirty dick niggas. The chick knows that there's a chance if she is pregnant by having sex, she is going to be pregnant for 9 months etc, right? Mm-hmm. So she made that decision. Shouldn't she be aware of the consequences and go buy a plan B herself if she was having unprotected sex? Like, I think 6 weeks is a lot of time to know. Like, nigga, you know you fucked on the first. What? You just didn't think to check for fucking 6 weeks? 6 times 7 is 42. For 42 fucking days, you didn't think to go get a fucking test? You didn't think to go... I think 6 weeks is more than enough time, Rich. I really do. Now, if you wanted to say on a decision-making basis, like, yo, I wanted a kid 4 weeks ago, but now I'm here and I'm like, I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know. Then maybe we could have a different conversation. But even then, yo, there's families that can't have children. There's families that can't have kids. And if you're fucking pregnant with a kid and you can't support the kid, give the kid a good life. There's people that fucking can't have kids and give them a good life. Don't kill the baby because you don't want to have the baby. That's fucked up. You should have swallowed him. If that was the case, or tell nigga to put a Jimmy on.
A Jimmy?
And I'm not talking about rape. I'm not talking about these bad situations where it's like really horrible. I'm not talking about the niggas whipping your ass every day. You know what I'm saying? The niggas whipping your ass every day and then he gives you a baby to keep you there. I'm talking about realistically, you had a one night fucking stand, or you're sleeping with a homie and you just decided not, you guys are fucking without condoms for months, and then you want to pop up and say, oh shit, I think I'm pregnant. No, bitch, you've been pregnant. You've been fucking without a condom. You haven't been doing nothing to prevent it. He hasn't pulled out. You haven't swallowed him. You've been letting the nigga nutter butter in you for fucking months. And you want to be like, I'm proud. If 6 weeks is not enough to know. Fuck out of here. You had 6 weeks. Yes, that's more than enough, Rich. Like, I really think that besides rape, I don't think that I don't think anybody should be allowed to kill a baby. And that's hypocritical of me because I've been there.
That is.
I've been there. But
I feel like any man should not
This is my sister, by the way.
right to tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body. Period.
I don't think a woman should be able to kill a baby.
It don't matter if it's been 1 week. It don't matter if it's been 10 weeks. It don't matter if it's been 200 weeks.
9 months? 9 months, kill the baby if she don't want it?
It's not
9. No. You just said
Let me keep talking.
no, because if 200 weeks don't matter, you know what that means? 9 months don't matter to you.
Listen. What I do with my body as a female,
So you're saying yes?
I'm right.
No, so you're saying yes. You would think it's okay for a woman to kill a baby at 9 months because it's her body?
All right, this is my sister off on the side. Arguing.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. It's her body.
Get up.
Do I have no, just move the mic here.
Nah, well, you gotta fix the camera. Yeah, nigga, you're doing bad.
Wait, does the camera work? Wait, let me fix it because this is gonna be fun for me.
Are we ready?
No, who you talking to? You gotta talk to a
This is
microphone.
Okay.
What's Up Everybody podcast with Candy and Gilly.
This is a public service announcement for all men out there who feel that they should be in charge of any type of autonomy over a woman's body. As a woman, I should have the right to make the decision for myself. Me, I'm a very Christian woman. I don't believe in abortion. Mm-hmm. If I were pregnant, when I was pregnant, once upon a time, I had no intention of having an abortion because it just wasn't in my mind. You know, and I grew up in a very Christian household, but that was my own personal choice as a woman. My own choice was to keep my child. There are many women who don't have the same resources, did not grow up in a two-parent household, grew up with all types of abuse, and whether it be substance abuse, physical abuse, mental, emotional, spiritual, XYZ abuse, who don't have that. And so they should have the option to have an abortion should they so choose to. It's not about them getting the abortion because it's been 9 months and now it's time for me to give up this baby or whatever the case may be. It's about having the option. And them in the Supreme Court ruling that...
I agree with you
ruling to reverse Roe v. Wade...
But I still don't think it's okay.
...is not going to prevent abortion.
Nope.
It's only going to prevent safe abortion.
They're going to Mexico.
Abortion is going to keep going.
They're going to Brazil.
Regardless, they're going to go to Mexico, Brazil. They're going to go anywhere outside of the country where they're able to get an abortion. So it's not going to stop abortion. It might, quote unquote, stop it safely in America, but it's not going to stop abortion, period. So with that being said, I, as a woman, should have the right to do whatever it is that I want with my own body. I should have the right to choose.
Every person.
That's what it is. Any person should have the right to choose. Male, female, should have the right to choose. Non-binary, all this new lingo, whatever the fuck you are out here in this world today, you should have the right to choose what and when and where and how and who and everything.
Yeah, I can't understand
has to do
it.
With your own
people
body.
can make the choices to suck a dick. People make the choices to be fairies and fucking Fruit Loops, but you can't make a choice to what to do on your body. Somebody's allowed to tell you what to do with your body.
You should have the choice to do and the right to do.
But see, you know what the argument is? You know what the argument, like, the baby didn't ask to be made. You know, you're right. The woman should have a right to choose what you do with her body. That's her body. Whatever's in your body is yours. But that thing that's in your body didn't ask to be created at all neither. So it's not, it's almost like it's that thing's fault. It's that thing's fault. It's there. And so because the woman's not comfortable, not able, don't have the resources, etc., whatever it may be, she has the option to take the option away from that thing that's where my mind is. I agree with you. Nobody should ever have any right over any person's body and what they do, whether it's 9 months or years. But I'm speaking from a moral standpoint. As a human being, it wasn't that fucking baby's fault. It was made. It wasn't that baby's fault. It was created and made. Fuck God. Fuck all that extra shit. I'm just looking at it honestly. It got a fucking heart. It's being created. It's not its fault. But now you wanna take the option away from that baby, just like the option being taken away from women, and kill that because you're not ready. You were ready to get a dick in you. You were ready to get a dick in you, but you want to take the option away from something that hasn't even touched this world yet. You want to say no. Don't give it the option to live. Kill it because I'm not ready.
I mean, I understand.
Everybody needs to make better decisions, but I agree with you too. Nobody should ever have control.
People should make that decision. They should think about it before they have a baby. Like, if you're laying down with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and you end up pregnant, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna get an abortion. Like,
not even only that, if you're laying down, like, yo, if you fucking and you're not fucking safely, there's a chance if you're not checking yourself out all the time, you might be fucking pregnant.
Get tested.
Get tested. Stop playing.
Too. Like, a lot of y'all don't get tested after you have sex with random people, and it's disgusting. But
walk them out, Candy.
Be that as it may. The moral of the story of today is.
This never happened.
The moral of the story of today is.
Happy Mother's Day too.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Everybody should have their own right to choose. If you're out here fucking, please get tested. Mm-hmm. And Richard, thank you for allowing me to speak my mind freely here.
There you go.
On this venue. I needed to.
Too,
so
look, he needs.
That's our show.
This girl needs to get he needs to get his shine.
Yeah, duh.
And please don't say that we look the same, because we have the same mom.
Oh, this is great. I'm definitely clipping this.
We have the same mom and the same dad.
Yes.
For some reason, people think we got different moms or different dads.
All right.
We're from a two-parent.
Their brother and sister. Don't say they look the same.
We're not stepbrothers or sisters. We're not step.
We come from a two-parent household, a loving two-parent household for 37 plus years. Knock on wood, keep going.
You two beautiful people, regardless, and I know that comes from two beautiful parents. So shout out to them. Happy Mother's Day, moms.
Shout out to them. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you for joining us, Candy.
Yes.
Lady YoYos, we out of here.
We out this bitch.